Ben and I have known each other for over 20 years. We actually met in high school.
I took my time proposing. It was probably 15 years.
And there definitely came that stage in life where I was like, we're ready for something more.
It was always going to be on the cards, being parents. It was always a thing that was just going to happen. We tried to conceive for a while and things just weren't working out.
That's then when I kind of started to go down the fertility journey.
One of the options we discovered was IVF. Georgia went to another IVF place at first. It felt a little bit cold.
I didn't enjoy that experience at all. I very much felt like a number. I didn't really have direct contact with the doctors, and I didn't feel like they understood my personal situation.
And so we decided to look for some alternative options, which is how we ended up with Generation Next.
Ben and I went for initial consultation at Generation Next, which was with Dr. Najat. And straight away, I felt like he heard us and he understood us.
Generation Next seemed to be a lot more about Georgia's journey.
I could ask questions or I could make suggestions and have a real honest conversation. So we could leave that feeling comfortable and also feeling like we had a plan, and I had been missing a plan until that meeting.
The transfers were probably the most stressful point for us, as we'd been through 4 rounds of retrieval and everything that includes.
You're so focused on like the egg retrieval piece, and so you get there and you're like, okay, great, now I'm onto the transfer. Surely that's going to be good. And we've got challenges here too. So we'd actually had 3 attempts to do a transfer.
We've done all this work and then you kind of have this feeling that you're going back to square one all of a sudden again.
And there's nothing more you personally can really do. So you are really in the hands of the doctors, and that's where that real trust comes into play.
We knew we were in good hands. There were ways to get us to be parents.
It still wasn't looking great. We were about to say, let's not do it. And then Dr. Najat actually said, look, I think we should.
The embryo that they ended up using was the weakest of all the embryos.
And so I think I went in there with like really low expectations, but it worked. I'll never, ever, ever forget when I got the call from Dr. Najat and the nurses. There were so many of them on the phone. They were all just like, we are so thrilled for you. So Max was born on December 10 of 2021.
I'm sure every parent thinks it, but he's the cutest kid that was ever born. It was unbelievable.
He's totally wonderful. Already after 5 weeks, it's hard to imagine our lives without him.
He's just our little boy.
He looks like people from both sets of families, and we just love spending time with him when he's not sleeping. I always felt incredibly comfortable going to Generation Next.
And at the end of the day, they delivered us Max. You've got options out there, and one of the great options is IVF, and it is Generation Next. It worked for us, it can work for you too.